That's crazy.
Yeah, I have around like 7 petabytes. 7 to 8.
Oh my God, that is absolutely insane.
Uh,
Our goal for the project is just to reach 2. But yeah, man, that's really great. That's really cool to see that.
I I do farming like a lot, like ever since the beginning of the whole like mainland launch in 2021.
Yeah, electricity in New York isn't
It's high.
big
It's
issue.
really high.
Yeah,
It is
I
a
would
big
think
issue.
it's high.
Yeah, especially in resident like buildings, it's even higher. I think it is around like $0.16 per kilowatts
per units. Yeah,
I think so. And so in the, if you are doing this in Texas, it's gonna be around 4 cents.
Oof. Yeah.
Which is like this is like what, like a 4 times difference here and there.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean we kind of have to like. I can't just go out there and find somewhere else to like just host out everything and spend extra money.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna have it. So I just,
I totally get it.
Hi guys.
Hi. Good evening.
Good
The man's
evening.
here.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to speak with you too. Sorry, how do I pronounce your name?
Jack.
Okay,
Just
Jack.
call me Jack. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, nice to meet you, Jack.
Yeah. So yeah, Gene, you are here. You get up so early, huh?
Yeah, I mean all day, every day, every single Friday or Saturday, something like that. I don't know. It's okay. It'll be fun.
Okay, so we yeah, we have 1 hour difference from Thailand. Yeah, so Marcus, you are originally from Thailand, or you moved to Thailand?
Well, I'm a bit mixed. I mean, I live in the States for like half my life, and I also live in Thailand for the other half. So it's always back and forth. But right now I'm in Thailand, and we're about an hour difference. It's 7 p.m. here.
So you mean by states, you mean like United States?
Yeah, in the United States.
Oh, okay.
I was in Hawaii, and I was in California. I've never been on the East Coast yet. Just mainly on the West Coast.
Okay. 就是他一半的时间都在美国，然后剩下一半时间在泰国，然后在美国的时间主要在夏威夷啊，在这个加州那样子，然后基本上没有去过东海岸。
Okay. 1 minute.
Sure.
Okay. So let's start. I speak Chinese first to welcome our guests and friends. Okay.
Okay.
欢迎各位咱们又如期在周末的 AMA 见面了啊！欢迎各位小伙伴。今天是星期五晚上8点，可能今天人少一点，因为周末嘛啊，能理解。因为这个上周就跟那个 Marcus 就已经约好了，但他正好感染了这个新冠，所以上周就没来，这周才过来的。看来康复的很快啊。那么今天我们邀请到的嘉宾呢是这个Chamster，就是如果用这个英语来说应该是 hamster， 是这个仓鼠的意思，它前面加了个 C 啊。那这个项目呢实际上之前在其他的区块链上是有过发行的，但是呢它可能遇到了一些困难，那么待会儿可以听他自己来介绍啊。后来呢就转移到了这个起亚区块链上，而且在这个中间好像还产生了一些误会啊，大家觉得刚开始觉得是个骗子，因为大家现在都会人肉嘛，一查这个好像在其他链上有过，对吧？怎么又跑到这里来？而且他有2个号啊，一个小号，对吧？就更让人怀疑了啊。后来还是澄清了啊，实际上是他之前的这个项目遇到一些困难。在其他区块链上，那么后来他知道了这个起亚的这个优势以后啊，非常感兴趣，所以现在在起亚这块呢，他完全是自己 从头到尾啊，就是画画啊、上传呐、mint 呀都自己来，所以挺有意思的。仓鼠这个项目呢，形象也很可爱啊，社区里边有一些小伙伴也都购买了的，那么好，那么今天的这个担当咱们翻译呢，还是咱们小金啊，这个起亚的这个中文社区经理啊，都是老熟人了。Okay, so welcome everyone, and especially to our guest Marcos from Chamster, and we are very interested about your story about Chamster. So yeah, many members here know something, but today it's very lucky you can come by yourself and explain to us what's going on. Okay.
Sure. Where should we start?
Yeah. So let's start from why don't you introduce yourself?
Sure. No, not a problem. So my name is Marcus from Thailand. I to kind of kick it off, I think I got into cryptocurrency in early 2020. My interest back then started mining in Bitcoin. That was the whole phase back then. And then I got into learning how to run nodes and doing a little bit of staking on Ethereum 2.0 with Rocket Pool, doing a little bit on Ironfish testnet and a little bit of Solana, but didn't really get too deep until I came across the Chia blockchain in around November 2021. And that's when I kind of started learning a lot about the project and became really interested in cryptocurrency and just the blockchain itself. So that's just a quick background on how I got into cryptocurrency. Yeah.
我叫 Marcus，我来自于泰国，然后我一开始接触的这个区块链的应该是加密货币这个项目是在2020年初期，然后在一开始的时候我主要是做的是比特币的挖矿，然后后来的话我就开始去跑全节点，然后并且特别喜欢这个东西，然后跑全节点这个东西。然后后来就在Ethereum 2.0上的这个测试网上和那个 Iron Pool 一起做了这个 staking 的这个项目，并且在 Solana 上也做过 staking， 然后也试过这个 Ironfish 的这个测试网，然后但是一直做着都不大，然后没怎么搞就是特别有兴趣，直到了这个就是2021年的11月份，然后我知道了这个 Chia blockchain， 也就是起亚的这个区块链，然后才真正开始的就是深入的了解的这个项目。
Okay, that's great. So you said you were started from mining, and so when did you start touch NFT, and what do you think about the NFT?
I didn't get into NFT until I started learning about Solana and getting into that, because I think it was around mid 2021, around June or so. As when I purchased my first NFT, was called the Fox Federation. I think that was on the Solana platform. And that's when I really learned about it, like learn about the community, learn about what proper NFT management really looked like, because I think they were a pretty well funded project and they had a lot of activities going on. So I learned a lot from that project, just seeing how things was being run. And at that time, I think there was a lot of projects coming out. It was really hot at that time, just so many projects popping up left and right. So that was when I first got into NFT. What I think about NFT, I think NFT is, a lot bigger than what we think it is now. I think there's going to be a lot of applicable cases into real world uses. Well, if you think about businesses across different industries, they will eventually be running off the blockchains, and then NFT would just be a tool along with like smart contracts to operate daily tasks. Take, for example, like memberships in restaurants or fitness centers or sport clubs, or having access to luxuries area. I would assume in the future, these tools will be used to manage those process. Another case or another example would be like celebrities and influencers using social tokens or NFTs to better manage and retain their audience and to monetize through that platform rather than third-party platforms like what we see today, whether it's through YouTube or through Patreon or whatnot. So I think NFT itself is a lot more than what it is today, just because right now we're going through the gaming phase, we're going through the art phase, utility phase, and I think in the future we're going to really see some real world applicable cases in businesses.
我是在2021年的这个6月份左右的进入到了这个 NFT 市场，一开始是在 Solana 的主要是在 Solana 的这个链上学习到了这些东西。然后我买的第一个 NFT 叫 Fox Federation， 也是在 Solana 链上，在 Solana 链上呢，我学到了很多，然后包括了解了很多项目。然后我认为 Solana 是一个资金充裕的一个链，然后同时这一点确保了它的整个的市场的一个活跃性，然后有很多在 Solana 链上发生的这些项目，做的都蛮不错的。然后我认为 NFT 整个的这个整体比人们想象的要大得多得多，然后最终呢 NFT 就会在现实生活中有更大的一个更广泛的一个应用。然后我认为这个不同的这个不同领域的这个都会很多不同的领域都会最终都会用上这个区块链和 NFT， 然后 NFT 在未来更会以一个工具的形式出现，然后更会以一个工具的形式和这个智能合约一起出现并且运作。然后我们举个例子，比如说一些会员制度的会员呐、餐厅啊，然后健身中心呐、然后运动的一些会所呀，包括一些奢侈品的一些获取啊，甚至包括这个未来的这些知名的这些网红或者是博主，他们甚至可以用 NFT 去保护或者是维持他们的这个整个的这个受众人群，然后这样子他们就不需要再依赖于类似于中心化平台，类似于 YouTube 这种。然后但是现在这一刻的话，这个NFT 的应用呢，更是在一个游戏的一个阶段，包括这整个的开发的这个功能性的一个阶段。然后所以说目前这一刻呢，整个的还是相对要小一些。
Okay, so it's very interesting why you choose hamster as your main topic for your project.
Honestly, at that time I didn't really see any other hamsters going around, and I just think hamsters are really adorable. But I mean, there was really no reason why the hamsters. I just one, I just wanted to see what was a little different than the other artworks out there to kind of attract it. I wanted to make it a little bit more adorable, cute, to kind of attract the animal itself. So it also reminds me a little bit about the anime Hantaro, which is a Japanese cartoon, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. 也在一开始的时候，这个我在这 NFT 的整个的应用层面上，我没有看到一个这个仓鼠的这个 NFT， 然后我就觉得就是我当时也正好也觉得这个仓鼠，就整体来讲，仓鼠的时候是非常可爱的一个动物，然后它这个就是让我想起了一个日本的一个动画叫 Metro 的一个，然后就没有一个实质性的原因，我只是觉得它有一点不同，并且呢它比较的可爱。
So Marcos, you yourself are painter, or you painted by yourself?
No. I'm not the artist. So I manage the whole outsource process, but right now I'm working with a local artist here in Thailand to continue developing the artwork from originally what we had launched on the Solana platform. just to kind of change things up and make things look a little bit more different than what it was before. I'm not the artist myself, but I do give the direction and guidance to where I want the art to kind of look like.
我本身我自己不是艺术家，然后呢，我基本上就是管理整个这个过程，就是我把我的这个活呢，就是艺术家这个活呢，分配给那个泰国本土的这些艺术家们，然后我就是我引导他们把艺术作品做成我想要的样子，然后但是我个人是没有参与这个艺术创作的。
Okay, so you said you somehow are familiar with Solana or Ethereum. So compared to them, what's the advantages of Chia NFT?
Well, I don't think it's the Chia itself. I just think this the whole blockchain is very different. I guess when you're talking about NFT on or comparing NFTs standards across the different blockchains, the 3 points come to my mind, which is one of them is the digital identity, where creators creators and owners can tie their identity to the NFT. I think it's called DIDs. You could see a whole list of transactions that's on chain to establish more consistent provenance to really see, the historical movements of the NFT itself. And I think that's also kind of similar with other blockchains. The other point would be like offer files. Obviously, offer files is a big step in the current blockchain world, where we're just really allowing creators to connect with new owners. On-chain royalties become more important than other how blockchains are being run. You really cut out the secondary market, but at the same time, it's a direct connection with the buyer. And I think the other point is also an improved permanence and storage, where you can have multiple links of metadata on the NFT, because the storage itself is going to be on chain and off chain. And I think the off chain ones, and you could or on chain and off chain, you could really have different multiple storage points to that to make sure that whatever data, whatever information you're keeping on has a solid foundation to last.
首先那个相比于这个以太坊和其他的这些 NFT 的话，我想 Chia 的这个东西 ，Chia 的 NFT 呢，我们先要从这个整个区块链开始讲。这整个区块链它就与这个以太坊和 Solana 它就是不同的。而尤其是这个它这个 NFT 标准的话，有主要的，我想讲的是有3点不同。第一点是就是数字化的一个 ID 的这个身份，也就是我们所说的 DID。然后它帮助了这个就是制作者和拥有者呢，也就是说收藏家和艺术家去更好的去绑定他们自己的身份，然后同时呢，这个能去你能更简单的去验证你的这个交易的历史，然后来建立一个连续性的一个防伪的一个功能，基本上可以这么理解。然后同时呢，Chia 第二点就是 Chia 的这个 offer system， 也就是说我们之前说的这个Chia 的这个就是给这个提供这个叫什么交易的这个 offer 怎么说啊？干嘛
？offer 就叫 offer。
offer，OK。
对。
好，然后它相比于 Solana 和相比于这个 Ethereum， 它是个巨大的进步。然后最主要的原因，我认为最主要原因是它把2级市场去掉了。然后那么这一点的最大的几个好处就是它减少了这个就是创作者，也就是艺术家和这个收藏家之间的这个交易的这个可能出现的一些的风险。同时呢，它又在链上保证了这个版税的问题。然后这一点呢，帮助了这个应该说帮助了这个艺术家们更好的去创作吧。然后第3点是这个 更好提升了这个延长了它的这个寿命，或者提升了它的这个抗衰减性啊。然后它因为主要原因是因为它有多重的原始数据的层。那么这个就是我们之前讲的这个那个 multiple URL 和多层的 URL 和 URI。然后它就是Chia 的这个 NFT 标准，它支持多来源的这个就是密码的哈希运算。它给予这个 NFT 的这个数字化文件一个多来源的一个密码的一个哈希运算。然后整个的提供的数据有非常完整的一个有非常完整和稳定的一个基石。
Okay, it's a long
yeah, there's a lot, and I think when it comes into the data layer, which eventually, you know, as the NFT one develops further, there's going to be a lot more benefits. I'm sure of it.
我相信等以后的这个 data 就是我们的数据层出现以后，然后这个能讲的东西会更多。
So Marcus, you have uploaded or you you try to mint to the marketplace in already, or you still do it by CAT, by CAT?
No, so right now we're in phase 1, which we've launched the Chamster's token already and have already sold out. So if you look on the exchanges, you can see the abbreviation is CHM, or I think you can check out our Discord channel for the asset ID to see what's available for resale. But yeah, everything's been sold out already, and we have a little bit of reserve just to kind of give to some of the original Solana project owners from the past blockchain. That's where we're at the moment, and the next step right now is we're still generating the legendary artwork, which is 30 of them, and then the other 170 will be using an algo just to kind of create the random image layers for each trace. And then I think what we'll do is we'll allow the people who are holding the tokens to use those tokens to mint for the NFT. I'll see how long the process is, because I don't want to wait too long. And if it is a little bit too long, I will probably do a little quicker by manually sending the NFTs. But you know, we'll see how things develop over the next week or two.
Would you mind to repeat the part where you said like you're gonna give the original like buyer on Solana what?
Yeah, so we reserve some amount of tokens to kind of bring over the Solana original NFT owners onto the Chia blockchain. And you know, we have a handful already that came over, and they really don't. I kind of think that it's a little bit of a high barrier to entry at the moment with the wallet and, you know, all the stuff, but we're walking them through on how to kind of migrate or come into the Chia blockchain. That's one thing I'm kind of excited about, is to really promote it.
OK， 首先呢，我们现在正在做的这个 NFT 呢，它是利用的是 CAT 的那个这个 token， 也就 CAT 的这个代币，然后不是说直接在主网上那个铸造的。然后我们现在在第一阶段，它呢已经这个东西就是我们的这个代币呢已经卖光了。但是呢，你可以在这个二级市场上找到它，并且能去在二级市场，比如说各种像类似于像 Mint Garden 这种地方去重新购买。然后呢，我们现在呢，为这个以前的这个 Solana 链上的这个原始的这个第一批的这个代币的拥有者呢，提供了就是为他们保留了一些代币。然后我们希望现在能以一个更好的方式去把他们拉到这个 Chia 的这个链上。但是现在呢，也就是因为钱包各种问题的话，现在这个 壁垒没有想象的那么低，还是有一些壁垒的，所以说这个还需要一些工作。然后呢，我们现在正在那个做这个3个这叫传奇的这个艺术作品，然后是完全我们自己做的，剩下170个呢剩下170个艺术作品是电脑的拿各个层面去就是拼出来的。然后呢，我们会那个我们目前这一刻打算的是在主网上线这个就是我们之前在社区里讲的这个 NFT 对应的这个 CAT 的这个功能以后呢，让这个 CAT 也就是它的代币的拥有者呢自己去这个铸造它的这个NFT。但是如果这个整个的这个过程呢太长了的话呢，那我可能会选择自己去铸造出这个 NFT， 并且把它发给大家。
Okay, that's great. So we are also looking forward to the next step of Chia NFT.
Oh, sorry, just one more sentence. 这个代币的名字叫 CHN。
对对
Yeah.
Okay. And we all know you have started that NFT project from Solana. And what did you learn from your last cooperation?
Well, I learned a lot. I mean, I can go through some of the main points. One, I'll break it down into, I think, 3 points. One would be, not to rush into creating a project, because I think at that time when we were creating that project, it was when there's so many projects being launched, and we were just like, oh my gosh, we just really gotta get this up and going, before we miss out. And I think that was the first mistake, just because when we're rushed with not a solid foundation or team to accommodate to that rush, you really miss out a lot of the building process of building the community and relooking over the foundation of what is the utility of the NFT. So that's one point. The other point would be communication is very key, whether it's through Discord channel or social media or whatnot. I think keeping the community up to date on what's going on continuously, it's very important. And from the project, originally it was called Rich Chamster Club on the Solana blockchain. The idea was that we wanted to create a lottery system based on the NFTs that we are able to mint for each round, and anyone who minted those NFTs will basically have a chance to win the lucky pot for every month. And the lucky pot for every month will grow based on new mints. So it's like kind of a lottery system. You buy an NFT, the portion of the fund comes into developing the project and into the lucky pot fund. So that was the overall foundation of it. The downside to that is that it needed a minimum amount of mints to make the project go forward and to continue to keep going. And unfortunately, we didn't meet that minimum amount. There were so many projects going on, and that's what happened. So going into the Chia blockchain and running the Chamster project a little bit differently, whereas the foundation of the project is going to be backed by an actual farm. So there is funds generating based on the farm that we built out. So then the funds can be used to fill in the lucky pot every month and to be used to develop for events and whatnot. So I think those are the important things I learned from the original project, which is, not to rush, really, take your time, slow growth, steady growth, build the community, as well as, have a solid foundation for what the utility is going to be.
我在 Solana 链上学到了这个最大的一点，就是不要着急去把这个项目做出来，然后一个完整的和坚固的基石是非常重要的，尤其是在建造这个整个社区的这方面。然后尤其是建造完整个社区以后，你需要知道这个你的这整个代币的一个真正的功能性到底是什么，并且把这个功能性做好。然后再就额外一点重要的就是你要保持沟通， 在各个社区之间呢，不停的去更新你的信息，让大家的这个整个的这个知识层跟你在一个同级上。在一开始呢，我们在Solana链上做的这整个的这个项目的原名叫Rich Hamster Club， 也就是说富有的这个仓鼠的一个叫俱乐部吧。然后呢，这个东西呢，就是这整个的原始项目一开始的想法是把它做成一个类似于中国那福利彩票似的一个东西，就是我呢，我把你一些人的钱拿过来，然后做一个 NFT 出来，或者是然后呢抽奖把它抽到一个人手里，然后并且利用这个项目在这一次挣到的钱去支持下一次去做这个事情，做同样的事情。然后同时可以再用这个，当时想法是在用这些钱呢去做一些线下的一些活动。然后但是问题来了，问题是什么呢？就是我们如果想要这整个项目去运作起来的话，那么一开始就需要至少去铸造出1000个 NFT 出来，然后但是呢，很不幸的是我们在那个到这个12月份的时候，也就只铸造了150个。所以说我希望这次在这个Chia的链上呢，我们能更加的这个稳固一些，然后先把这个基石做好，然后呢慢慢的增长是整个中间最核心的东西。Oh, you mute yourself.
Sorry.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah, we have a old saying in China that slow means fast. You know?
I like that saying.
Yeah. That's what we learned.
Slow and steady.
Yeah. So, could you please introduce your roadmap for us about your project?
Sure.
Can you show us share the screen?
Yeah, I can share my screen for you guys.
Yeah.
Let me just do that real quick. Here we go. All right, can you guys see?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's two slides I'll share. This is kind of more of just the background of the project itself to clarify, what it is that we're trying to do. So just to kind of walk you through briefly, basically, the goal here is to kind of really support the Chia blockchain, its ecosystem, help lower the entry to barrier for new users that want to participate in the Chia reward system. If people can't set up a farm in their house, or they want to get a way of receiving XCH or Chia in an easy way, an inactive way, I think this would be a good introduction to getting into the Chia blockchain. And second, most importantly, I think is we want to create a community and kind of like a game system to getting the rewards. So the NFT is going to be broken down into 4 different rarity groups, just common, rare, epic, and legendary. Common rare epics are going to be randomly generated, and the legendary is going to be selectively picked for each art. So they're going to look a bit more special and look like it makes a bit more sense. The legendary traits will have 1-to-1 traits. And the other ones, we'll have a rarity chart on our website to kind of show the different NFTs that are in the blockchain at that moment. So the reward system is kind of, it breaks down into 3 different categories. The first is basically the project dev and the community activities. That being internal fund development, whether we use it for events or we use it for community activities to kind of give away as random rewards. And that's 70% allocation goes into that, and the 20% allocation goes into the monthly distribution. I'm sorry, it's swapped. 70% goes into the monthly distribution for Chamsters, which is basically like the lucky pot that all the NFT holders gets the rewards on a monthly basis. The legendary Chamster lucky pot, which is 10% distribution, where every one legendary NFT holder will take home the big pot, which is at this size is about 0.20 XEH at the current environment and current market. So just kind of go through that real quick. It's, you know, the every NFT holder gets a reward on a monthly basis. The legendary have a lucky draw on a monthly basis to get one big pot to take home. And then there's an internal fund, which basically we'll be doing community activities on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, which we use the funds as a way to give rewards to the community. So that's just a quick background. I'll share the roadmap real quick, just so you can see where we are right now at the moment. And
give me a second. Let me just
oh yeah,
do that
sure.
part here. Sorry. Yeah. So我们在做这个整个的平台的这个主要作用呢，是我们希望能降低这整个入门Chia的这个门槛。我们希望能做一个更好的社区出来，类似于游戏一样的。然后普通的这里边要讲的就是我们有4种这个 NFT 的这个族群。第一个种是普通，第2种是稀有，第3种是史诗，第4种是传奇。前3种呢是完全随机的生成的，然后但第4种也就是传奇的它是特殊的，然后它是1对1画像做出来的，然后应该说是更有意义一些。然后整个的这个项目的这个利润呢会被分为3个部分，其中最大一部分就是70%的会以每一个月以这个分配的形式发给这个整个的这个仓鼠的这个 NFT 的这个拥有者。然后现在每一个仓鼠的 NFT 拥有者目前的奖池里边应该是0.005个 NFT XH 每个月。然后同时呢，其中10%呢会这个会给到去放到这个每个月出现的这个一个传奇的这个仓鼠，然后呢，这个就是那个随机可以带回家的这个奖池中的这个 lucky 那个 pot 里边的奖品，就是这个奖池中的奖品。然后剩下20%呢会我们自己留下来，然后去去这个支持这个项目走得更远。然后以后呢，每一周或者是每个月呢，会有一些随机的一些社区的一些活动啊，然后包括一些促销啊什么之类的。然后you can go ahead.
Yeah, so let me just change to the roadmap real quick. So basically, where we're at right now, we're in phase 1, which we've released the Chamster token, and we're going to be trying to get the NFT up live on the blockchain. The funding from the first round tokens have been used already to build out the farm, and the goal is to reach 300 terabytes or 285 TB. And in the first phase, we're going to try to get that all plotted up and running and start trying to figure out a way how to send the rewards out to the NFT holders. And I think a way to do that is that we can check the NFT on the blockchain and see the address that the owners have updated in the NFT and automatically distribute the rewards out on a monthly basis. I think that's one way. There's another way where we can also use our own website where people can log in as well, but that's maybe going to be more further developed in the later stages. The phase 2 edition is basically we're going to be launching a second round to continue growing the farm so that the farm grows, the reward grows as well. And the theme for the second round will be a bit more of a holiday theme, which means there's going to be Christmas, there's Chinese New Year's, there's Halloween, and you know some other different themes. And I think the idea of the theme is that we want to have some kind of condition that will take place when those conditions are met. So for example, if it's Christmas or if it's Halloween, those NFTs that have those specific conditions might activate something special, so that's the kind of the idea. In the second phase, we'll start to get the website up and running. We can see the rarity chart and the rankings of all the NFTs. We'll look to do some merchandise. as well as some type of authentication process for the NFTs on the Chia blockchain. And the last phase right now, I think as we go forward, this will continue to develop and change based on the community feedback and based on the current development of the Chia blockchain. But our end goal in phase 3 is to reach at least 1 petabyte of the Chamster farm, and also to kind of look to release our own tokenomics, to release our own tokens called the sunflower seed tokens, which we can figure out a way to allow that to be used within the community, whether it's through merchandises or whether it's through games and events. And those are the kind of the idea of where we're going with the project.
Just one more question.
Yeah.
So regarding to the how many petabytes or terabytes of farm, is that being used as that 70% of the Chamster fund?
Yeah, so 70% of it. So I have an Excel sheet which I shared on the Discord. So 70% of it is going to be the Chamster fund.
We shall be used to make farms and send the farming reward to individuals who are holding the Chamster, right?
100%. Yeah, 100% of it is going to be for the farm. 70% is for the Chamsters, and I think 20 is for internal development.
Okay, got it.
It's the lucky pot. Yeah.
Got it. Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure I'm clear with everything. So
yeah, no worries. I think the infographic, I have it mixed up. I have to change that, but yeah.
Okay. 澄清一下，刚才那个讲的这个整个的100%的这个利润呢，100%的利润呢会被用作就是生成一个农场，然后这农场其中的70%的，就是这个农场所产生的70%利润呢会被分给个体，是这么样子一个概念。然后呢，我们现在呢这属于第一个阶段，然后这个第一个阶段基本上就是所有东西都是大家用手来做。然后呢，大家然后现在这一刻呢，我们大概有这个300个 terabytes 的一个 farm。然后呢，我们目前来看的话，我们的目标是利用 NFT 上，就是你个体所持有 NFT 的对应的这个接收地址，来去把我们的奖励发送给个人。在未来呢，你可能会用网站的这个登录界面来去操作这件事情。然后，但我们未来会继续的这个叫务农啊，或者是说增大农场。然后在特殊然后第二点就第二个阶段是什么呢？就是我们会在这个一些特殊的节日呢，在一个特殊的时间呢，发出一些带有特定条件和纪念意义的一些 NFT。然后呢，比如说这个类似于中国的一些春节呀。或者是说类似于美国的这个圣诞节呀之类的，然后第三个阶段就是我们要做这个网站。那么我们的最终目标是达到1个 petabytes， 然后在1个 petabytes 以后呢，我们会有自己的这个 token。然后我们现在想的名字叫 sunflower seed， 就是叫瓜子的子吧。然后这个token 呢，也就是这个代币呢，我们希望以后能利用它来去购买我们商店里的商品。目前是这么样子去操作的。Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a big plan. I can see. It's you planned up to next year already, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think just to kind of give a direction on where we're trying to go, and I think things will develop and change, like I said, based on the community's feedback. The size of the farm, whether it's 1 petabyte or more, that would depend on how many rounds we're going to keep releasing, because the funds will continue to be used for growing the farm, and do further development for the utility of the sunflower seed tokens, if whatever is possible.
目前看的话是蛮不错的，然后我们的这个整个的项目的钱100%会用作这个整个的这个社区的这个发展，然后其中就像我之前说的70%会用作这个给予个体的这个仓鼠的这个 NFT 的持有者钱，然后同时呢，在未来的话，希望我们能做出自己的这个 token， 也就是我们自己的这个代币来去操作未来的可能性。
Yeah, we know that there are many animals in the Chia ecosystem.
Yes, there are.
Marmot, the rats and the chickens, everything almost. So how to win in that ecosystem?
Yeah,
so many animals.
Honestly, I don't really know how to win, but I mean, I think, if you just focus on the foundation of the project, if you focus on the community and really be involved in the project as it grows with the people that are in it, I think that's one way, because if you're taking community's feedback on what to improve and what to, what steps to take going forward, I think that's how people really, they feel appreciated and of being involved in the project. Another way, I think, to really understand what is the utility, what is the foundation of the NFT itself. Like for me, I try to focus, or for at least for Chamsters, I try to focus to some kind of incentive and getting something back, whether it's not just, a community feedback, but it's also, an XCH reward. It might not be a lot at first, but at least it's something that's coming in. And I think that's, a way to kind of break down the barrier to entry for new people that are coming into the Chia blockchain. So, how to win, I think it's a tough question, but I think, focus on the community and focus on the foundation of the actual utility of that NFT is probably key.
现在来看的话，我并不知道如何去获得这场胜利。然后，但是我个人认为呢，这个社区的基石是一切的关键。然后我们就是一直在社区里边去接收那些回馈，然后并且把它做成这个实质性的一些东西。然后我们希望我们的这个我们的基石呢会有更多的功能性，然后就像我们现在正在做的这个整个的这个仓鼠的这个给予70%的这个叫挖矿奖励到个人账户里，你可以把它想成一个非常好的一个降低进入的壁垒的一个方式。然后呢，我们确实不知道如何在这场就是这整个这个社区里边获得成功，但是呢，我相信呢，就是你去给予社区回馈，给予社区的回馈一些反馈，并且能给予一些类似于实质性的像 XH 的像一些就是 Chia 的这个代币的一些东西的话，应该是一个很好的方式。
Yeah, that I believe so. Compared to the normal people pay attention to the beauties of the artworks.
Yeah.
So actually, I think to be a successful NFT project, the eco model, that's more important.
Yeah. I mean, it's really up to the beauties in the eye of the beholder, right? Like if anyone is really enjoying the artwork as itself, that's their take. And there's a lot of different ways to take a look at how one buys an NFT.
一个人买 NFT 有很多原因。那么如果他确实是喜欢这个整个的这个非同质化代币的对应的这幅画或者是这幅艺术作品本身的话，那可能也是一个非常好的点。
Okay, so can you tell us the environment in Thailand for Web3 or crypto? Is some regulation from the government?
Currently, right now, the government. So we do have a Bitcoin exchange in Thailand, and it's legal to trade, tokens. There's no stopping from the government, And I think recently they did release a note saying that all trades will not be taxed for this year, and it would only be taxed going forward in 2023, just to help further develop the cryptocurrency industries and to encourage the growth of cryptocurrency itself. So I think they're kind of pro with these kind of ease on the regulations. NFT itself, I don't think there's a lot of interest yet. I think on a local level, there are like a lot of celebrities and a lot of influencers that come out with their own NFTs. But it was more at the internet, at a local level, not international. But at the international level, there are a few that I see in Instagram profiles and stuff like that. But from the forums and from the Chia community Facebook in Thailand, I don't see a lot of conversations or talkings about the NFTs at this point of time.
首先呢，第一点就是我在泰国呢是有合法的比特币的交易所，那么这个他说的比特币交易所应该是意味着就是正常的交易所，然后呢政府并没有去阻止这个整个的这个加密货币的这些交易，同时呢政府保证了今年并不会去对加密货币的这个交易进行收税，但明年2023年就是2023年会进行收税。 然后我想政府希望能继续扩大整个的加密货币的这个市场。然后目前来看的话，整个的就 NFT 而言的话，泰国本土呢并没有那么大的一个兴趣。然后其实泰国本土目前来看的话，就是更多的是很多有名的人他们去发布自己的 NFT 啊。然后但是呢，这个主要的是针对于本土市场，而并不是国际市场。 虽然说能看到这个很多社区的成员，泰国社区的成员会把自己头像啊，或者是社交媒体账户换成这个 NFT， 但是呢，并没有特别多的一些交流在这个其中，也就相当于就是大家讲关于 NFT 本身的讲比较少，但是呢，可能确实会有人买。
So, do you have any limitation on the energy if you are mining Bitcoin or Ethereum?
Sorry, what's the question?
The limitation of the
limitations on mining.
Electricity.
Oh, yeah. Electricity here in Thailand is not too bad. It is 4 baht per kilowatt, which I think comes down to 0.15 USD per kilowatt. If I did my math right, I think I did it right.
1.5. What?
0.15. I think it's like 15.
0.15 USD.
1美金1人民币
，what is that?
0.15.
Is that right? So if it's 4 baht divided by
know.
33, yeah, it's like 0.12 cents.
12. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Is that
0.12美金，就大概就是0.8人民币1千瓦时。
So compared to New York, I think it's very
compared to New York.
Yeah. You see that's the difference. So New York have like two kind of systems. So New York City and outside of New York is completely two completely different stories. There's something called like installation fee. Like it's just it's really unreasonable. It's like after installation fee, the fee can go all the way up to 0.32 cents per kilowatt. 所以就纽约的话，它就这个整体的情况，它就是复杂一些。纽约市和纽约市外边，它完全是两种情况。纽约市里边的话，它因为有很多高楼嘛，高楼的话，它有这个输送费用，它本来这个电可能也就是比如说4分钱、5分钱，或者是甚至是10分钱以下，就是一个正常价格嘛。但是输送费用一加上去的时候，我之前住的楼当时是2.8，0.28美金一千瓦时，然后我现在这个应该是0.17左右，差不多。然后，但是如果是美国除了纽约以外的地方，比如说更便宜一些地方，就类似于像甚至是说纽约以外的新泽西啊，或者是说新泽西的话，大概现在是8分钱到9分钱一度，然后更便宜一点的，像那种 那个共和党的执政的地区，像那个就是德克萨斯州的话，现在最便宜的店你能拿到4分钱，但是民用的话就够呛，民用的话大概就6到7吧。
But I heard that New York state banned the mining, right?
I heard that too, but I'm not sure if it's true.
It is. I think it's true for Bitcoin mining, but it's not true for everything else because Bitcoin mining consumes like a whole lot of like electricity, so it's really easier to identify which is a Bitcoin mining rigs, or I mean because it just basically consumes that much power, right? So 纽约的挖矿现在是这样子的，在我个人看来啊。就本身纽约挖矿就少，因为纽约挖矿的价格呢，就是电费价格本身就很高，而且纽约它并不是说像那个加拿大的一些北部的一些地方特别冷啊什么之类的，然后它静止的挖矿，我个人认为应该是比特币挖矿或者是以太坊挖矿偏多，因为它的能耗稍微高一些。然后相比于 Chia 的话，那基本上就是至少我现在后面我跑了3个 petabytes， 然后我没有人管我，目前so far 是没有人管我的。
还是挖起亚比较安全，
非常省电，非常安全。对。
Yeah. So let's go Chia farming. That's
yes, agree.
saving energy. Okay. My final question actually is not a question. Just do you have any gifts for our AMA this time for China community? I saw you have, but I'd like you introduce.
Yeah. So we're going to be releasing our second round of tokens after the first NFT is launched onto the blockchain, and I think those rounds we can give out a token. Let me work a little bit on the economics of that to see if I can do more. I do have some reserve for the Solana people, which they haven't reached out yet. And if things goes well, then I like to continue supporting the Chia China community as well for every round that we're going forward.
我们会有第2轮的这个整个的这个代币的这个我们会开始这个慢慢的去发布我们第2轮的代币。然后我们确实有对于中国的社区有一个这个一个那个代币的一个给予那个作为礼物。然后呢，我们可能会给更多，然后这取决于什么呢？取决于这个目前的 Solana 的这个链上的这些原本的这些拥有者是否来去拿走他们的这个现在我们给他保留的这些代币。如果不拿走的话，我们会做一些这个。数学，然后看一看这个我们能不能给这个社区更多的东西，但是我们确实想要去更加的支持一下中国社区。
Yes, thank you very much, Marcos. And we have also a gift for you. If you leave your XCH address, and I will give you a 1x China. The cat for you.
Awesome.
Every guest come here, they receive that. Okay.
That's awesome. I appreciate that. Well, thank you for having me as a guest. I'll be looking forward to watching myself on the YouTube channel too.
Have you ever been to China?
I have not yet.
Okay.
I am still waiting to go.
Yeah, it's easy. It's very close. So that's all the questions I have, and now we are open to our community. If anybody have any question, could you please type or just speak out? 大家今天的这个我们正式的这个采访就告一个段落了。就是现在是我们常规的开放提问的时间。在座的小伙伴有什么问题，可以在频道上打出来，或者是这个直接开麦来提问，好吗？有吗？CHM
OK
CHM yeah 大家有问题吗？我们中国小伙伴都这么害羞啊。 要点名吗？我看看我认识谁啊？那个1984，还有农村合作社，平常在群里边嘚都挺能嘚的，新人我都不认识啊，大家可以自觉点，都没问题啊。Okay, anyway, if you don't have any questions, just you can send any question later by email or in the community. So again, thank you very much, Marcos.
I have a question. Let me ask.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter what kind of like NFT you got. You still get like same equally amount of like dividends.
Yes.
It's all depending on how many tokens you have, right?
Yes. That's for the founders round. And once the second round comes out, there's going to be some special conditions.
Okay.
The founders will have conditions as well as the second round. So like, when we talk about holidays or whatnot, those are the conditions that will
So what if this happens? So like, for example, like you have 10 tokens, like divided to 10%, but someone sold it to someone else. Are you going to be able to trace like the receiving address, like the changing receiving address toward the new one?
Yeah. So I think the idea of that is that we can scan the blockchain and see the NFTs. And when you scan the blockchain, you'll be able to see what is the address that's tied to that NFT. So depending on the owners, if they forget to change, that's something that,
okay. So got it. So basically what's going to happen is like every time you send the fund out, you're going to like scan the whole blockchain first, and to make sure like you get all the receiving address like updated, and then send it to different address. Is that
right?
Correct?
Yeah. So I think the idea is we'll have like a lock-in date where make sure your address is right by that date for every month, and then we'll do the scan and lock in the addresses, and then distribute out the funds.
Okay, but do you have any like thoughts about like in the future, what if the whole transaction fee goes up, like, and the whole like NFT, if individual holders won't be able to get that much, like will that be an issue?
Yeah, so I think the idea is we'll have to see what the environment is in the future, and if the amount is not that much and the fee does go up, I think in a way how I want to control that is to kind of lock that in until a certain threshold is hit, and can lock it out. So that's like part of the like a pull in a way, and it's kind of the reason why I want to get the website up, because the website will also allow people to log in and see their NFT, or the whole process with the utility token sunflower seed is that I wanted the NFTs to be able to stake to gain those sunflower seed tokens in a way of getting So I think there's a couple of ways to go around that.
Got it. 我刚才问的问题是什么呢？就是关于刚才这个讲到的这个个体的这个 NFT 的，也就是代币的持有者的那个是否会因为你所持有的这个NFT 的不同而获得不同的收入？答案是不会的。你的收入也就是70%的那个 allocation， 也就是70%的这个分红呢，是完全取决于你有多少个 NFT。然后这个东西呢，就即使你在未来把你的 NFT 卖到新的账户上，你也只要你新的这个个体它改了这个 NFT 对应的这个接收地址的话，它在每一次发布这个奖励的之前，它都会去扫描一些区块链，然后去保证个体去保证它所有的这个接收地址都是最新的接收地址，然后把接收地址把钱发过去。然后发到正确的地址上，但如果你没改的话，那就不好意思，你就不会收到这个它的这个每个月的这个津贴啊。另外一个问题就是，如果在以后这个整个区块链变满了以后，是否会出现这个我给你发的钱占比相比于整个交易费用会非常低的问题，相当于我的交易费用变得特别高。然后这个问题的解决方式是什么呢？就是会像矿池一样，你可以攒满一定的钱，然后我再给你发过去。然后这样子的话，这就是为什么他说要把这个网站现在要做出来，因为 个体如果能登录进网站的话，看到自己 NFT， 并且看到自己的这个整个的收入的情况的话，他可能会更加的安全一些，或者感觉更有安全感一些。Yeah, that's basically it, I think. 就差不多这样。
Yep. 这提这两个问题跟这个都没多大关系啊。So Thailand, now we can go to Thailand is open now. No covered.
Yeah, no COVID restrictions. Thailand is open. We don't have to wear masks outside at the moment as of today. It's a clear go.
没有什么限制了，现在就是你不戴口罩也可以出去走了，然后政府就没什么限制，然后你想去哪去哪。
Okay. Well, so I think that's all. Thank you very much, Marcos, and thank you for coming here and introduce your project to our community. And we hope you have a very good future in the NFT market. So thank you.
Thank you so much for having me on.
And 谢谢小金啊，谢谢小金，今天昨天睡得就很晚，今天又一早就爬起来了啊。那么这个也感谢在座的各位来参加今天会议的小伙伴。另外就预告一下这个因为还是跟以前一样，每次来的留下这个地址的，我们到最后都会来参加抽奖，包括今天这个仓鼠这个项目给到我们社区的，不管是一个还是几个啊，这个仓鼠都会拿出来给送到我们社区小伙伴的。然后就是预告一下呢，明天早上11点，我们还有一场 AMA， 是这个 Sky NFT 这个交易市场，来给我们做详细的介绍，就是怎么上这个交易所，怎么样去作为项目方，怎么样去发布自己的 NFT 项目。所以我认为这个也是非常有这个价值的啊，所以希望大家明天还是继续来早上11点啊，北京时间来参加我们的 AMA。好，感谢大家，确实啊，小金越来越棒了，小金今天的表现是有史以来最好的一次啊，大家鼓个掌啊，鼓个掌。Okay, thank you, and I hope to see you next time, Marcos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
See you. Bye bye.